everyone, welcome to the next session on operations research. In this session, we will take up numerical on simplex method. Solve the following LPP using the simplex method. The question is of maximization type. Z is equal to 12x1 plus 16x2 subject to constraint 10x1 plus 20x2 less than equal to 120, 8x1 plus 8x2 less than equal to 80, and the non-negativity constraint are x1 and x2 are greater than equal to 0. So we will start solving by first converting these constraints into a proper standard form. So I'll write down maximize z is equal to 12x1 plus 16x2 subject to 10x1 plus 20x2. You can see this side is greater, so if I have to make these two equal, I will have to add something on the left hand side. I have added the slack variable s1. For the next one, 8x1 plus 8x2 plus s2 is equal to 80, because again this is less than equal to sign. And at the end I'll write down x1, x2, s1, s2 all are greater than equal to 0. Now s1 and s2 also needs to be added into the objective function. It is 0s1 plus 0 s2. The next thing that I need to do is I need to assume certain variables over here as 0, which will be the non-basic variables, which will not enter the initial basic table. So I will start by assuming x1 is 0, then I'll assume x2 is 0. If I assume s1 is 0, then the entire equation fails mathematically. So all I can do is I can put x1 and x2 equal to 0. Similarly, the second equation, if you observe, both of them are 0, s2 will take some value. So if I assume both of them are 0, therefore s1 will be equal to 120 and s2 value will be equal to 80. So this is something that I have found initially. This is my initial solution. Now I will draw the initial simplex table. The first column will be of CB suffix I. CB stands for coefficient of basic variable. Next column will be of CJ, where this is the coefficient of the basic variable that we have. And then we are going to write down the basic variable. So the basic variable here are s1 and s2 because they have some values. So I'll write down s1 and s2. Then we will have over here the value of zj, and then finally we will have cj minus zj. Now if you observe in the equation of z, the coefficient of s1 and s2 are 0. So this is the coefficient of basic variable that we have taken. Now here we are going to write down all the variables that are present in the equation of z. So the first one is x1, then x2, then I have s1 and I have s2. So all four of them I am going to mention. Now whatever are the coefficient of these variables in this equation of z, I will write here. For x1 it is 12, for x2 it is 16, for s1 it is 0, and for s2 it is 0. So I have filled up these values. Now in this first initial table, what you are going to write over here are the coefficients of x1, x2, s1 and s2. So from the first equation, I'll fill up the first row. So I have 10, then I have 20. Coefficient of s1 is 1 and s2 is 0. There is no s2 term in the first equation. Then we have the second equation. The value of x1 is 8. x2's coefficient is 8. s1 is not present. s2 is 1. So you have finished making this part of the table. Next we are going to write over here solution. So how do we get solution? What is the value of s1 over here? It is 120. So this is the first solution. S2's value over here is 80. This is the second solution. Now we will calculate the value of Zj. That is calculated as this first value multiplied with the value of CBI. So it is 10 into 0, 0 plus the second value into the coefficient. So it is 8 into 0. So 10 into 0 plus 8 into 0. The answer turns out to be 0. Similarly, you will multiply 20 into 0 plus 8 into 0, 0. 1 into 0 plus 0 into 0, 0. This is 0 and this is 0. All of them you will multiply and add. Next, Cj minus Zj. It is 12 minus 0, 12. 16 minus 0, 16. 0 minus 0, 0 minus 0. So we have calculated all these values. Now, at this stage also your problem can end if all the values over here in Cj minus Zj row, if all the values are less than equal to 0. You need to remember a rule that for maximization type of problem, if all Cj minus Zj values become less than equal to 0, we say optimality is reached. So this is called as optimality condition. Now, if you talk about minimization type of problem, what happens over here is all Cj minus Zj should be greater than equal to 0. So, you should remember these two rules which are important such that you can reach optimality and you can say you have reached the end of the problem. But this table is not ending my problem because all Cj minus Zj are not less than equal to 0. In fact, they are positive. So, we will write here, since all Cj minus Zj are not less than equal to 0, therefore optimality is not reached. So what do? We will have to figure out which is the value which has led to the solution not being equal to optimality. So if you observe here, the highest positive value is 16. So this is the term which is going to now enter the solution, that is x2. So we will write here, this is the entering variable x2. Also, we will calculate here one more column which is called as ratio. For that, you will have to divide the solution upon the entering variable's value. So 120 by 20, that is going to be 6, and 80 divided by 8, which will be equal to 10. Now amongst these two, whichever is the minimum value, that is what we are going to consider. So S1 is going to leave the solution. X2 will be written here in place of S1 in the next table. So we will write here X2 is entering variable and S1 is leaving variable. So once you have found this, we can now proceed for the next table. This will be my iteration 1. You can get the answer, the optimal solution at this stage, or it is possible that you may have to iterate once more. It depends. We will see how the solution proceeds. We will start with CBI. The table contents remain the same. So here instead of S1, I will write down X2 and S2 will remain the same. Here you will have Zj and then you will have Cj minus Zj. Now the coefficient of X2 in the equation of Z is 16 and S is 0. Here again you will write down X1, X2, S1, S2. And here I will write only solution because I don't know if the column of ratio is required. So I will just leave some space, but I am not sure if it is required. It is possible that all Cj minus Zj at this stage will become less than equal to 0. So x1 has value 12, x2 is 16, this is 0 and 0. Now we have to calculate this table. For that, what we will do is, we will first talk about what is this column called. This column is called as key column. This row is called as key row. And this element which is at the intersection of row and column 20, this is called as key element. So this element 20 is very important. First what we'll do is, we will talk about the key row. We will divide each element of key row by the key element. That is 10 by 20, 20 by 20, 1 by 20, 0 by 20, 120 by 20. So we will write down 10 by 20 is 1 by 2. This is 1. This is going to be 1 by 20 and this will be 0. This will be now 6. Next what we will do is, we will talk about the first element 8. Here we need to substitute some value. For that there is a formula. The formula is, the new element that we obtain will be the old value that we had, that is 8, minus, we will have corresponding key row value into corresponding key column value divided by the key element value. So if you talk about this position, the old value is 8 minus its corresponding key row value is 8, its corresponding key column value is 10 and key element is always 20. So this will be 8 into 10 divided by 20. So this becomes 4. So at this position we will have value 4. Now we will talk about the next one. This position, the value is 8 minus its corresponding key column is 20, its corresponding key row is 8 itself and divide by 20. So this will be 8 into 20 by 20. So this gets cancelled, what remains is 0. Now you can always remember that the element or elements which are lying below the key element, that is below 20, this position always holds value 0. Had there been one more row below 8, that value will also be 0. The reason is, when you multiply the value with the key row and column, this key element becomes the element of the row and also the key element itself. So this gets cancelled. So what you get is 0. So I'll write here 0. Next I'll calculate over here. This is 0 minus 1 into 8 by 20. So this will be 8 upon 20, that is 2 by 5. And you have a minus sign, so it is minus 2 by 5. Then we have for this position, it is 1 minus 0 upon 20. So it is just the same number itself. So I'll write here 1. Then we have 80 minus 8 into 120 upon 20. So this becomes 6. It is 80 minus 48. You get the answer as 32. Next what we will do is, we will calculate Zj, that is 16 into 1 by 2 plus 0 into 4. So this is 8. 16 into 1 and 0 into 0. So it is 16. 16 into 1 by 20 is 4 by 5. Then we have 16 into 0 and 0 into 1. So it is just 0. Next we have 16 into 6, 96, and this will be 0. So it is just 96. Now we'll calculate Cj minus Zj. 12 minus 8 is 4. 16 minus 16 is 0. This is minus 4 by 5. This is 0. Now let's check if all Cj minus Zj are less than equal to 0. It is equal, it is less in these three positions. But in the first position, you can see it is still positive. So we will write down, since all Cj minus Zj are not less than equal to 0, therefore optimality is not reached. So we will have to talk about the entering variable. Now this is very obvious because only one number is positive. So who will enter the solution? x1. So this is entering, and we will have to calculate ratio such that we know who is leaving the solution. You will divide 6 by half, that is 12. 32 by 4 is 8. This is the smaller value. So S2 is now going to leave the solution. So I'll write down x1 is entering variable, and S2 is the leaving variable. So once we have figured out this, we will make the table for the next iteration. So I'll write down iteration 2. Again CBI, Cj, basic variable, here we will have x2, and instead of s2 we will have x1. So it is x2, x1. The value of coefficient of x2 in the equation of z is 16 and x1 is 12. Then we will write here x1, x2, s1, s2, and just solution. I don't know if this is the last step, so we will just write the solution and leave some space. Here this is 12, 16, 0, 0. Now we will have to calculate these values. We will go to this table. We will start with the key element, that is 4. So this row I'll first divide by 4. So I'll have 1. This will be 0. Then I'll have minus 2 by 5 divided by 4. So that is minus 1 by 10. And the last value is 1 by 4. And here it is 32 by 4, that is 8. As you know, this value will be 0. Still, if you want to calculate, we can do that. This will be half minus corresponding key row, that is half, into corresponding key column, that is 4, divided by key element 4. So this becomes 0. So this position always will be 0, so you can remember it that way. Next, we'll talk about this one. 1 minus multiplying these two, it is 0. So no point of thinking further. This is just 1. Next is 1 by 20 minus so 1 by 20 plus 1 by 20, this will be 1 by 10. And this is 0 minus half by 4, so it is minus 1 by 8. And here this will be 6 minus 32 into half by 4. So this will be 2. Now we calculate Zj and Cj minus Zj. Zj is 16, 0 multiplied plus 12 into 1. So it is 12, 16 into 1, 16 plus 0. So it is 16. 16 into 1 by 10 minus 12 upon 10. So this will be 4 by 10, 2 by 5. And this is minus 16 by 8. plus 12 by 4. So it is just 1. You can also solve this table. 16 to the 32 plus 12 8s are 96. So this becomes 128. 12 minus 12, 0. 16 minus 16, 0. 0 minus 2 by 5, minus 2 by 5. 0 minus 1, minus 1. Since all Cj minus Zj are less than or equal to 0, therefore optimality is reached. So we have come to the end of solution. Now we need to find out what is the value of Z max or the optimum value. This is the answer because this is Zj's row. So this is 128. And here what is the value of x2? 2. And the value of x1 is 8. So we'll write down x1 is equal to 8 and x2 is equal to 2. So this is my answer. So as we read in the theory that we need to find out the optimal value of Z. Here it is for maximization type. So Z max is 128. Also we need to find out the value of this variable. X1 is 8, x2 is 2. So with this I end the solution. I hope you have understood the process. If you have any doubt, please write to me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for latest video updates. See you in the next session. Thank you.